What's up guys, it's your friendly neighborhood French Canadian, aka Vslayer. So in this video I wanted to go over all of the leaks that have surfaced, before and after the KP2 has been released. So strap into your chairs and get comfortable because we have a lot of stuff to read. But first, I just want to make a formal announcement that Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate will now be referred to as MK11. Anyhow, let's go through the first quote-unquote leak. So all of these are not verified as of the making of this video. So this particular leak was left on a comment on a video. I blanked out the name just because I don't want people, to go and bash them if they don't agree with this. So here we go. The game is going to be re-released for the next gen of consoles like the PlayStation 5, and several characters from slasher films like Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, and even Pennywise, among others, are going to be one of the main selling points. But there's a few problems with this, problems which I feel like are too great to ignore. As many of you may know, Jason was in MKX, Freddy was in MK9, but again with the release of this pack, it doesn't mean anything because Rain was a DLC character in MK9 and he's also DLC in MK11. Now, I know the comment Bood made specifically referred to guest characters, but I don't think this holds any truth whatsoever. What the problem is, now I don't know if this means that just a few of these horror characters would make it into MK11 in another pack, like Combat Pack 3, let's say. But it seems like all of them would be released, right? Now just imagine the uproar from the Mortal Kombat community if one Combat Pack would include only guest characters. People would go bonkers. Seriously, they would set fire to NRS headquarters, WB, it doesn't matter. World War III will definitely be started. Now, another reason I think this is false is because the leaker DVD Game Center, as you know, I made a couple videos on him. He actually gave us the information about Rambo, Molina, and Reyna before it was data mined by the Thinny. Now, he said in one post, I'll put it up on the screen, actually, both Ash and Michael Myers have been unavailable for NRS and have been replaced with someone else. So that is something he said replying to someone's questions about Ash and about Michael Myers, about horror guest characters, right? Now, I'm inclined to believe, obviously I'm just speculating here, but I think Rambo is that character that Michael Myers or maybe Ash has been swapped with. Now, this may not be true, of course, because we all know that the Joker was actually replacing Ash. But it's also possible that Ash was just pushed back, because of negotiations or something similar to that effect. So those are my thoughts for the horror guest characters. Now, I want to move on to Aftermath, or the alleged Aftermath 2.0. Now, one of the leaks got a notice of copyright because of an NDA. Now, the person posted this picture. But let's be honest, anyone could have taken this picture because a lot of people have gotten strikes or striked by WB when the game first came out, released, and people actually, got their hands on the game early when they bought it at mom and pop shops and unofficial retailers, right? So a lot of people got striked by WB specific, so it's not hard to use a screenshot like this and make it pass as something else. And now this leak is very long, like it literally has 60 pages or images, so it is very long. I'm not gonna read through it all because we'll be here for like 2 hours and I really don't think it'll be that interesting. Some parts are hilarious, some parts I will read with you, but I specifically want to compare it to DVD Game Center's leak because both stories are completely different from one another. So let's go with the leak that allegedly got the strike. It says, a gameplay starts right at the end of Aftermath 1, where we see a lot of the defeated warriors among the casualties. Kung Lao is holding onto a piece of wood in the water. Kitana is under the bridge of the ship crying over a dying Liu Kang. Nightwolf, Fujin, and Raiden are on the ground, and there is still some fighting going on as screams and kicks are heard from the inside, with Shang Tsung and Liu Kang having their fight in Kronika's Keep, or how it's called, pretty sure it is Kronika's Keep. And then it goes on to say, Shang has the crown, but the fight is undecided. They are both wear the out, which should be worn out here, and no victory seems close. While they are exhausted, and here the leaks are absolutely true. Daegon and Havoc come through a portal, and they are not alone. They have Devora and Noob Saibot with them. Daegon is unrecognizable. He seems a totally different character. For once, he isn't bald anymore. Alright, I see you hating on bald characters. He doesn't have that same look as in Armageddon. He has hair. Now, I'm going to fast forward to image 11, and now I'll leave the link to all of these below if you want to read all the 60 images. You're very welcome to, but just a heads up, it reads like fanfiction. This is why I want to read the next part, because it's freaking hilarious. So apparently this story mode will have Melina in it. Now this is how they describe the whole thing going down. So that's when Melina comes close, and she is beautiful. She is very beautiful. She is like Kitana, but even more beautiful, with whiter hair and pink touches along her eyelids and on her blouse. An image that one could only fall in love with. She looks stunning, and you think it's Kitana because she seems to be all kind and stretches her hand as to assure the beast it means it no harm, and it kind of hypnotizes it with her eyes, because her eyes are feral too, and they glow like a feral Tarkatan. And when the beast accepts her and lets her put her hand on its trump head, it is then that Melina reveals her grotesque mouth, which starts to open up like an Alien or some other movie like this, and butchers the animal, biting its neck, enjoying the kill. Like, do you understand how this sounds like fanfiction, dude? And apparently this person played this mode months and months ago, but recollects all of these small details, 60 images worth of detail. I mean, I'm sorry, but that is very, very fishy to me. I hope you enjoyed this little dramatic reading of this leak. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the DVD Game Center story leak and see what's similar and what's not. So here's what he's saying. Combat Pack 3 contains Taven Shinnok, so like Taven is in Shinnok or something like that, Takeda, Reiko, Serena, and Quan. Now he goes on to say, when Aftermath 2 happens, you'll see that none of the two endings really takes place, as Daegon and Havoc take the crown and shape a new universe for their own purposes. However, the other gods are not dead this time, but manage to escape in their own nexus outside of time and space, where we see them in their big forms with Shinnok bound in the middle. He says, I have a picture of this, which no one has yet to see. Quan is apparently angry that Shinnok abandoned him, and the other gods get him to help with a spell that purges all free will from Shinnok and makes him their weapon against Daegon, who now wears Kronika's crown. Taven is seen in the shadow as the elder gods give him Shinnok to assist him in the battle of all battles. This is a little whack and not going to lie, but I don't think it's that far off. Like, it would make sense for Mortal Kombat. And I also want to point out that both of these leaks do talk about Reiko, Taven, and Daegon specifically. But again, DVD Game Center is a very popular leaker, so anyone could have taken that information and written their own fan fiction with it. He continues and says, Daegon was originally supposed to be the assist for Taven in a Taven Daegon player like Noob Smoke, but they worked around that. Yeah, see, that is the problem. I don't think NRS would ever do that. They specifically talked about the reason we're not going to have tag team on PlayStation 4 is because the current limitations of the consoles that we have right now. So they can't put 2 characters or 4 characters on the screen together because the consoles are not powerful enough to allow for that. So I really don't believe this. Anyways, he goes on to say they released Daegon as his own character, and Shinnok, originally his own, will work as an assist for Taven. Assist who gets summoned mid-fight. Again, I really don't buy this. So he says Kenshi is dead and Takeda is searching for his killer. The hero of this expansion pack is Takeda, who manages to defeat Daegon and get the crown of Kronika back to the moment where Liu Kang got killed, to the point from which he restarts the universe. Takeda is with Cassie and Jackie, no word of Jin, and offers the crown to Liu Kang as he believes he is the right one to take Kronika's place. It is a bridge seen between the two generations. End of Mortal Kombat 11. Now, first of all, we know who killed Kenshi, because Kenshi is in the crypt in Mortal Kombat 11. It seems that he was fighting a horde of demons and he died fighting them. So again, I think this is false, but he's not done yet, folks. He goes on to say that Quan Chi will be DLC and that originally it was supposed to be, and I quote, that Ashra woman, but they replaced her with Quan Chi. The full DLC 1 was Shang Tsung, Melina, Shinnok, Nightwolf, Terminator, Joker. 2, Sindel, Fujin, Shiva, Chameleon, Spawn, Ash Williams, Havoc, Taven, /Daegon, /Takeda, Reiko, Serena, Ashra. I mean, I'm sorry guys, but I really do not buy any of this. I think this was interesting just to talk about, to debunk, because a lot of people are putting so much faith in this guy just because he got Rain, Melina, and Rambo correctly. You know, maybe his source gave him that information, which was right, and then he took advantage of that and just made this whole thing up in his head. Now, if we are getting another DLC, another combat pack, I don't believe it will be 6 characters. I don't believe we're gonna get story expansion for MK11. So anyways guys, let me know what you think about all these leaks, what you think is true, what you think is not true, and as always, have yourself a wonderful day. It is Friday today, so don't do anything I wouldn't do. Peace out.